transition then to that HR manager and the CFO. You guys are running a interesting advertising campaign for yourself. You've talked about how you're a benefits group that brings out, helps people work with the specific personality of their company, and be able to tailor a plan that works exactly for the traits, if you will, of that company. And you're focused on, it's interesting, two audiences, correct? You're focused on the HR manager, and then you also have a target that focuses on the CFO. You talk a little bit about that and why you've done that, and how it seems to be working so far for you.
Absolutely. At Schatz Benefit, we work with employers of all sizes, and when we work with some startup businesses or businesses that have usually less than 30 employees, we end up working a lot with more of the owner of the business. So the owner of the business wears a lot of hats, as usual, and the owner of the business usually also wears that HR hat. Eventually, as the company grows, they start developing and bringing on a human resource department. Now, once the human resource department is established, what happens is that we then get to work directly with the human resource department. So there's many ways that we work with the human resource department, as we've mentioned, as well as we want to be an extension of that human resource department. But then as the company grows even more, then we start seeing a CFO come into play. So the CFOs traditionally are more about the bottom line. We provide a lot of valuable resources to each the CFO and the HR department. Because the CFOs are more about the bottom line, they're more interested in how is this going to affect the balance sheet? How is this going to affect cash flow? Can we get extensions on rate guarantees and things like that to make sure that we're protected long term? They care more about that. From a HR perspective, they're really what I would call more of the people. They care more about, are my employees happy? Do they have all the benefits that meets their needs today? And how can health insurance be made easy for them? So we, again, work very closely with both aspects of the business. And from an HR perspective, making the employees happy makes the HR happy. That makes everybody happy.
Exactly. Yep. And it feels good again. When I think about why people go into HR, maybe it's they're very organized or they love laws and rules and regulations. I guess maybe that's why I'm in health insurance. But a big core of it is because they love people. They love making an impact. And how do they make that impact? It's by being there available for their questions. But they're not just getting asked one question about one topic. It's all of the benefits. It's their payroll. It's their pay time off. So we come in and, again, be that resource for health insurance so they can get excited and be more involved and developed in their team and creating that environment that the reason why they joined to be with that company, but as well as just being in an HR position.
And that case study where you talk about how you were able to help them a company save $700,000 over 2 years. Mm-hmm. Right? By negotiating, by handling that. That's a classic example of HR and the CFO both looking good.
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, in that circumstance, we even developed additional analysis specifically for the CFO, because we know that the CFO is looking at the different numbers. So we developed a whole analysis specifically for them in order to be able to look at these numbers prior to a committee meeting and be able to show them the true value of having us proactively shop their business.
And I would like to learn what other agency in the industry is actually providing that type of analysis at that level for their clients. I have not heard of it, and I would be excited to hear if there was someone else in the industry that takes that much care and that much detail with the numbers, and again, supporting not just the position, but the entire community and that employer group that we're working for or with.